Hi everyone and welcome to American Literature 1. My name is Helen Beth Driver. I'm going to be your instructor for this course. I'm excited to begin. This is one of my favorite topics. I love discussing early American literature. But before we begin into the subject portion of the classroom, I do want to give you some basic information about this course. Now, I'm glad you're watching the video. This will help you. What I want you to do also, though, is kind of peruse through the first few announcements. This gives you an idea of what the expectations are for this first week. It also gives you a little bit of background about BioSig. You need to make sure you register for BioSig in order to complete some of the assignments in this course. Make sure to review the withdrawal policy. This is the policy for CTC right now, and I must follow it. So please make sure to complete the Introduce Yourself forum found in the discussion board by the end of the week. And there's some additional information that will help you with the first set of assignments that are due in this class. I also want you to take a look at the syllabus. The syllabus gives you an idea of what my expectations are. It also lists what our textbook is. I do realize that this is an expensive text. However, this is the one that all of the CTC courses for Early American Lit use, and I follow and use this text in this course. If you use a concise edition, I cannot guarantee that all of the readings will be in there. They may not be. I don't own that particular version. Do not get Volume 2 because that will not help you. Volume 2 is later American Lit. We're focusing on the works prior to the Civil War. These are the lessons that we will be covering in this course. Note that you will complete more than one lesson per week. Okay? You're not just working on one lesson per week. This course is 8 weeks long. So there will be a few weeks where you cover more than one lesson. Also note this, and I'm going to go back to the syllabus. We'll go to page 2. This is not a self-paced course. Okay? This course is not self-paced. You need to complete the assignments on time if you want me to grade them. Especially with the discussion forums, I do not grade late discussion forums. Make sure to take a look at the chart. The chart lists when your assignments are due, and it kind of clarifies when these particular lessons are due. Again, you have more than one lesson due per week. So for the first week, you have lesson 1, just what lesson 1 due. But then next week, you have 2 lessons due. Okay? So take a look at the chart. Then what I want you to do is click on Start Here. Start Here gives you some information about how to familiarize yourself with the online courses, and this classroom in particular. Note that there are 2 exams in this class, but you do not need to find a proctor for these exams. So you will take them on your own when you have access to very good Wi-Fi and after you have done a little bit of studying, because the exam is very difficult if you don't study, because there are questions on the exam and an essay, so make sure you study as well. Make sure to introduce yourself to the class. That is what I'm going to be considering as your entrance into the course. And then also I want you to make sure you have completed the BioSig registration, and then take a look at the discussion forum rubric here. This is the rubric that I will use when I grade your discussion forums. The rubric details how many words your discussion should be and what I look for in the discussion forums. You have this introductory forum due this week. You also have the lesson 1 discussion forum. It's based upon Smith, and that's one of the assigned readings for this week. If you go to the syllabus on page 2, you can see that you are supposed to read page 35 through 48. There are also some additional readings. These readings will be discussed and mentioned on the midterm, so make sure you read these as well. After you have done completed reading, Start Here, and you have checked to see if I've given you any messages, This is the tool that we will use to communicate with each other. Please do not send me email during the time span of the course. I teach more than one class, and so I need to keep our communication inside this message tool. So if you do need to contact me, feel free to do so at any time. Just click on messages. Next, click on lessons. There are a few things I want you to read. I want you to read Succeeding in English 2327. This gives you an idea of what the learning activities are. This tells you about the assignments that are due. I want you to use MS Word. This gives you information about the discussion board, and it also continues to discuss the grading board rubric. Okay? After you have done all this, I would like for you to send me a message stating that you have read and understand all the requirements that you need to complete in order to be successful in this course. Send this to me using the message tool, and I will be looking for that. Okay, so I really want to see this by the end of the week if you plan on staying in the course. Then, after you've read Succeeding in English 2327, I would like you to read Lesson 1. Okay, now I'm going to look back in the announcements and do a quick check here. Okay, I do not see the information about the textbook, so after I'm done making this lesson, I'm going to go back and I'm going to post the readings, a little bit about how to access the readings for this first week. That will help you since some of you do not have access to the book. So that will give you a better idea of how to get the readings, at least for the first week. After the first week, though, I really do need to see you have that book. If you cannot get the book by the end of the week, you need to send me a message immediately so we can figure out an alternative. All right? Now, if you're interested, you can go ahead and go through the reading, the papers and projects due for this course. You will have 2 analytical responses that are due, and you do have 1 final project. The project is really lengthy, and we're going to be working on this project throughout the course. However, by reading this now, it gives you an idea of what the expectations are for this final project. If you have any questions about it, please let me know. Finally, I want you to introduce yourself in the discussion forum. The discussion forum is where primarily we're going to keep in contact with each other. That's where you can meet some of your classmates. That's where you can kind of get an idea about what other people think about the readings. It's our primary tool to communicate with each other. And also, there is a section here where you can help your fellow classmates. You can discuss whatever you want. You can also ask me questions in the open lesson discussion too. I'll be more than happy to assist, especially if it's a general question. Well, that's about it for this first lesson. If you have any questions, please feel free to post in the open forum or send me a message. I'm looking forward to reading your discussions about Smith this week. I'm also looking forward to meeting all of you online. I'm excited to begin this course. I hope you are as well. Have a great